service is one of the many things that makes Nebraska so special. Volunteers give their time, energy, and resources, and they ask for nothing in return. The Step Forward Awards ensures they're recognized for all they do. Those honored this year for the impact they've made in their communities are Gretchen Mack of Omaha, Kira Montiel of Papillion, Vern Hickok of Cairo, Mildred Moody of Gehring, Blue River Arts Council in Crete, Nebraska Land Bank in North Platte, Lincoln Industries in Lincoln, Cinderlyn Meredith of Seward, Deb Zobel of Ashland, Sally Harms of Wisner, Senator Diana Shimmick of Lincoln, and Rick Weimer of West Point. Serve Nebraska thanks all nominators, nominees, and sponsors for helping us celebrate volunteerism. To learn more about the Step Forward Awards and this year's honorees, visit serve.nebraska.gov. Sponsored by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Old School with DP and J.
On your scale of 1 to 7, because the Husker in you, the player in you, and then the football analyst, where were you?
That's a good question. I probably was 7 would be, we're back. I'd probably say I look at all of it, probably 4.5, 5. I have a lot of good teach tape, and I can keep the pedal to the metal.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome in. It is Sunday, September 22nd, and we are live here at the Ticket Studios on 1040 O Street. If you want to come by and wave at us through the window, we're here. Yep. We're going to try to be uplifting and positive today. I was glad that our the game was Friday because I've had, nice 36 hours to just kind of stew a little bit.
I was able to decompress with Jay finally. I was keeping it pretty trapped inside. Like, I honestly haven't spoken a word about Nebraska football since Friday. Like, I just totally tried to clean it out of my system, but I would do better.
It doesn't really work that way, though. It just keeps brewing.
Well, when your job relies on you talking about it too, it's eventually
it's gonna come out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always glad that I don't do like sports talk radio full time after a loss.
DP, shout out DP and Austin Orman out till 1 a.m. on the post game show. I was tuning in listening to them.
Yeah,
they were up late taking the phone calls and the text.
We got up here after we went to the game, and so we all 4 of us went. Our kids went, we went. So our meeting place was right here. So we just go to the Ticket. We'll sit outside.
Where the meeting place?
Yeah, this was. Oh yeah,
oh, that's incredible.
Because we had separate tickets, so it was me and Jeff and Katie and Ben, and so instead of trying to meet out at the
in
craziness,
we're just we'll meet at the Ticket. We did that for the Colorado game too.
And we always park down at 11th and K.
Okay,
so it's just right. We just walk by here every single time on our way back to the car. So it's nice, easy spot to meet. So, but yeah, it was. We were walking out of the game, and Nicole says, "I'm never going to a night game again. This is stupid. I could have been in bed right now." We were out. We didn't get home till midnight.
Hey, at least overtime was fast for you.
Well, it made it worse because it was a Friday, and we both had to be at the gym, and I had to teach at 5 a.m.
So did I. Yep, we were both up at alarm set for 4:10 on Saturday morning.
So I got 3 hours and 40 minutes of sleep, and then I have to be up instructing a workout class. I was bitter.
Do you need sleep? Do you just absolutely fall apart?
No, I was actually
we were all right.
Way better than I thought I should have. It was kind of surprising. But
I've realized that the older I've got, now if you go 3 hours of sleep, 3 hours
multiple
of sleep,
days. Yeah.
But you could do the one-off.
Yeah. Even yesterday,
get a lot of production out of yourself.
We took a nap, and I didn't feel like I knew I needed to take a nap, but I didn't I could have kept going. I could have powered through. But I just can't do it. I'm too old. I'm not staying up to watch football anymore. My daughter and I are going to a
You don't anyway, really. You usually go to bed.
I did Friday.
Well, it's because we didn't have a choice. We were there.
I know. my daughter and I are going to a concert tonight downtown, and that's like a totally different experience. It's fine. I know I'm going to be up late. I know I'm going to have to get up early in the morning, but I also know
You're going to win.
yeah, right. Like I know I'm going to leave with the same. There's not going to, nothing is depending on how my attitude is when I leave. So Jeff was like, well, you're going to do it again on Sunday. On Friday, I'm like, that is not the same at all. Like it would have, maybe I wouldn't have felt that way if we'd won too.
Well,
I don't know.
definitely not. It would have been just it's crazy.
I don't know though. I still just like don't like to stay up for football.
It's
the
great.
outcome's going to be the same no matter
Well,
what.
it's crazy watching sports, and like yesterday we were watching USC Michigan, and it came down to like literally one play, 4th and goal from the 1.
Mm-hmm.
You get a stop, USC wins, Michigan scores, they win. It was just like millions of people's lives and attitudes and pocketbooks and just, I mean,
especially when they
emotional.
kept showing the stands and the USC and Michigan fans like mixed
right
together.
next to each other.
Oh, that
just,
makes me uncomfortable.
just like, well, and it's like it's a play that we have no impact on. Like
Yeah.
we can't control what happens, but we're just like, and then the older I get, I don't know, it's just because maybe Nebraska hasn't been all that great in the last years. I've tried to like, win or lose, even like Friday, win or lose. The mortgages are still due. The bills are due. You got to go to work. The sun comes up. Like it's just one of those
funny
things.
that you got to relay football. It's like all the mortgages are paid. Like that's how much.
Again, Harrison, just wait till you're old.
you
You're
just-
going to think that someday, and you're going to remember this conversation. You're going to hang your head
I
and be
hope
like,
I'll be able to get a
I'm
house
old.
and worry about mortgage
Well,
payments.
that's-
That's step one.
that is valid.
That's
Not
a
to
story.
turn this into an economy hour.
That
but-
is true.
That's a story for a different radio station.
Yeah, there
We
you go.
owned a home when we were your age. Or
Which is
about ready
nuts.
to own
We
our
did,
first
yeah.
home.
A
Yeah.
lot of people did.
Yeah.
A
yeah.
lot of you guys.
Of course,
did.
back then you could get a house for like no money
Well,
down.
that's the point. Yeah.
You just we don't have $1 to our name. No problem. You get a house.
I'm sure you guys really enjoy how much that property went up in value.
That was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
It was. But no, so yeah. And I think the other thing too, reason why I don't stay up is because, Jeff, when you tell stories about growing up and watching football, it was such a different thing. Like I truly am not going to miss anything. You just miss it in that moment when it happens. Like that content of what happened is still out there. So even if we had a great overtime win, I still could have seen all of it just like it had happened. It just would have been not in real time. That wasn't always the case, like especially for you in Iowa, listening to it on the radio. Kind of missed out on
Yeah,
some
you
of
can't
that
go
nuance.
back and watch any play you want anytime.
Right. You're kind of stuck to whatever the coverage is of the recaps.
Well, and it's like
it's not like that anymore.
if
Wish
you
we had
just
DVR back.
some of our members
Yeah.
like I got to the gym and one of our members was like, "Oh, I went to bed at halftime," and I was like, "I wish I would have went to bed at halftime because I would have woke up." I'm like, "Oh, we lost in overtime. Oh man,
Yeah.
we were so close," but I didn't have to witness like
See?
how it actually unfolded. And if you-
Unraveled is what you mean.
And if you wake up and we're winners, then it's like you're happy. It's like, oh, this
Yeah.
is great.
I got to
I've been
make some
saying that for
apologies.
years.
Like I'm upset at myself because I've had some good friends came down and one of my buddies, so we watched the game and I hadn't seen him for a while. And like, I hate being that guy that's like gets everybody hyped for the Huskers. And like, here I am showing up before the game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be, here we go. And then of course, I'm like, great. I am that guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling everybody, this is the team. We're going to win.
well,
Here's
then
why.
after the game where you're just like, get out. Let's,
I
or
left because it wasn't my
You left.
apartment. And
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, let me get the sacrilegious statements out of here.
Yeah.
and take it
My
home to
negativity.
myself. Yeah.
I know. It's hard.
They didn't care as much though, so that was a good thing. They have a healthier separation
Mhm.
with life and football.
Or not as immersed.
Well,
Mhm.
this is your job, right? So
Yeah,
you're-
I mean that makes sense.
Yeah.
there's really no like shut off valve for you.
Mhm.
Like I can shut it off. I choose not to because I've listened to like
Choose
4.
not
You're
to.
just sick.
I've li-
Okay, I
I've-
will be remembering that for the future. You can shut it off. We heard it here first.
I've listened to like 4 post game shows like in the last 24 hours. I'm cleaning the gym this morning, listening to post game shows.
Oh, that's what I'm
2
saying,
days
like,
ago.
I know I'm sick because like it was, I shout out DP and Austin Orman. Like I'm off the clock and I'm like, I'm gonna listen to 93.7
There
the
you go.
ticket till
Mhm.
1 a.m. And then
we
after
listened to it in the
I
car.
listened to the CBS National until like 2 a.m. waiting for them to get to the Nebraska game. And I'm like, I'm sick.
No.
Like, I just can't.
Go to bed. Go to
No.
bed.
That's just how it is, though. It's we go from couple like 48 hours ago or 72 hours ago. It's like, oh, you have the little visions of this and that in your head. And then like 36 hours later, you're just like, yesterday, I'm like, why are we even sports fans? We should just get rid of YouTube TV.
Truly, he said that.
Maybe I just need to start reading books and just be done.
Reading books. I did a lot of that yesterday. I had a little bit of a change. Didn't watch nearly as much college football on Saturday, especially when I had the whole day off. It took me a little bit. It wasn't until like
that's because
3 o'clock. I was like, okay, well, let's get back into it.
Yeah, that was.
Had Nebraska won, you would have been dialed in, right?
Yeah.
You're watching Rutgers and Virginia Tech, and you're doing some scouting for down the road.
I was watching Duke Northwestern, and that was just a horrible game. If you like, I don't care. I'll watch anything, but yeah, it takes a little bit to get your mind off of the football game that you really cared about.
We didn't watch. We took a nap, but I watched a lot of the USC Michigan game, and it was weird because I found myself cheering for Michigan, and in my mind I was being brought back to 2011 when all I heard for living in Iowa for 5 years straight was "Welcome to the Big Ten, welcome to the Big Ten," blah 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 blah. So there I was like, "Welcome to the Big Ten, USC." I was in the same situation. Just
it does feel kind of nice.
Kind of cheering a little bit for Michigan, and I was like, "Okay, it's 4th and goal from the 1. This is Big Ten power football right here against the finesse of the old Pac-12." So I'm glad Michigan punched it in.
Yeah,
and got the win.
I am too.
That was nice.
I want the Big Ten, the original Big Ten teams to do well.
Now, I don't know if you listened to our show last week, but I was really giving Ben a hard time.
Like, no, I didn't catch it.
Laying into him about asking you to switch shifts when the Bears played Sunday night.
I was so mad about that. You have no idea.
I was.
He was like, "Oh, I didn't even think about it."
7 p.m. kickoff. I was.
Well, we were laying into him about it for you.
Oh, we were all over him.
How dare you ask him to do that?
All over him.
Well, I know. Caleb Williams just got eaten live anyway.
I know. In hindsight, it was irrelevant. But.
I was in bed at halftime. It was,
it was a tough game. But yeah, that was the first thing I looked at on the schedule. It was like, great. Yeah, I'm gonna miss my Bears now.
One game they play at night, I can watch in its entirety, and you're wanting to switch.
Yep.
So
we had a group project. I hope he gets an A.
And he did switch. I mean,
yeah, he's still working.
It wasn't like he waited and
Young
then
Ben's
was like
just an easy guy to the clown on a little bit.
Right.
He's
for
funny,
sure.
Though. Good humor.
Yeah, we were getting on him pretty good. So yeah, you're in here when the Bears are playing. The Bears are. They're 1-1.
They're 500, baby.
Same record as the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Same record as the Lions. Better record than the Bengals. Better record than the Ravens.
This is like probably the first time because the whiteboard is back on our refrigerator.
Oh yeah,
with all the games. And our little magnets. And I feel like this is probably the first time that the Bears and Packers have both been above the Ravens. On the record board.
We have a win total, 17. So when our teams win, the little helmet magnets get moved up. So last week it was the Bears were 1.
Yeah.
Above the other team.
Never happened, I don't think.
And now we're tied. Oh, let's see. Okay, here we go. We got a text from Bubba, diehard Packers fan who loves to give me a hard time about the Bears. He says, "How does it feel to have a quarterback that's thrown 0 touchdown passes so far in his career? That must stink."
How did Jordan Love look in his first few games with the Packers?
Yeah, he was I don't know.
Not good. It took a while for him to get
actually, Harrison,
you might have had a touchdown
I don't think
pass,
that's
but
true.
it wasn't great.
Last year in his first start, they beat our team like 38-10.
Yeah,
I know, but it got
true.
rough early on. Early on, it's still there was a point in time it was a little bumpy, and then in the second half of the season, Jordan Love exploded.
Yeah, it's and I'm always like, okay, this is how it's always been for Chicago. Like, the quarterback stinks. He doesn't stink. He's just just a little
baby.
Just a little baby. We lost to Houston. Not a lot of teams are going to go to Houston and win. And then, honestly, I thought we did better than I thought we were going to do.
The defense is really good. It's just we got to figure out to get that offense just efficient enough. Defensive, but you got a defensive-minded head coach. Like it just feels like that's going to be the weakness, which is a little bit concerning because you got this generational, quote unquote. If you're buying that he's generational, you want to make sure you can set him up successfully on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know if it's the offensive lineman not being able to block long enough. Caleb Williams is definitely part of it. He's holding on to the ball too long.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's just rookie mistakes that eventually this team will get that team chemistry up too. I think that's another big part of it. The wide receivers just don't feel like they're ever on the same page with Williams right now.
I think
there's some concerns.
I think Caleb Williams maybe overestimated his ability to make that adjustment so quickly. I don't know, and I think that gave all the Bears fans some false hope.
Okay, so here's.
But I don't think it's hopeless.
He's got that infamous quote about the punter.
Yeah.
Here's something I've seen some Packer fans message, and Bubba just. Malik Willis has more touches. Okay, first of all,
that's a terrible comparison.
The reason the Packers won that game was not because of Malik Willis. It was because of your running back had 180 yards rushing, where our running back had 5. So
yeah, I don't like that comparison.
Yeah, right.
I can't. I
right.
Just, it drives me crazy when I see these great running backs and teams just don't want to pay him.
I know. I mean, yeah, he had 180 yards rushing. So when you can run for 180 yards, your QB's not under duress. When you can't run, the quarterback is under duress.
Yeah.
Just like when we played Colorado, under duress the whole game. When we play a team that can run like Illinois, the quarterback's never under duress because you have to account for both. But, you know, when you hand the ball off to Swift and he gets tackled 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, it's like, well, you can't really do anything.
Well, you're behind schedule.
The first 2 defensive lines we faced are really good in Tennessee and Houston. Now, if it looks the same way today, well, the Colts are pretty decent. I mean, Malik Willis, who everybody says is the greatest quarterback ever because he's thrown a touchdown.
I don't think anyone would have even said that if it had been Caleb. If the Bears had a different quarterback, I don't think people would say it. I just don't think it's a fair comparison. I'm not complaining, but I just don't think it's a fair comparison for Packers fans to make.
But like, come on, you're throwing out. People are like, "Oh, we traded a 7th round pick for Malik Willis, and the Bears used the first." Like, come on, guys, it's 2 games into the season.
And also, he was the first. I know you're like, no, because we traded for it, but he was the first round pick for a reason. You can say that the Bears had the first round pick because they traded for it. But let's be real, they still would have been up there pretty high.
Well,
they still would have
9th.
I know. So when was the last time the Packers picked 9th in the draft?
You know, Bub, I'm so glad we can just bring you so much joy on this Sunday morning because
someone has some positivity.
After a Husker loss, we need some joy in our life.
Yes.
And I'm used to the Bears sucking my whole life. So if it brings other people joy, then that's good.
It's totally different.
He says 2 games in and the Bears still suck. Hey, we have the exact same record as the Packers do.
That's true.
And
there's not a lot.
End,
that's all you have to say, really.
That's all that matters. We're 1-1.
It is all that matters right now.
And we do have 3 winnable games coming up, right? We got the Colts, and we're home against the Rams that basically have the 3 of us on offense. And then we're home against the Panthers.
I'm done doing the winnable game things too. I'm just man, I got too many franchises that have sucked for way too long. I'm getting to the cliff here. Like it's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
In the NFL though,
I mean probably a good place to be.
Any game
there's hope though.
Like, any game is winnable, any game is losable.
Yeah,
right?
they're all NFL caliber athletes.
Such a close margin for error.
Except for maybe the Panthers. You lose to the Panthers, you get some serious problems.
Oh, that's true because they're pretty bad.
And they're just directionally, team-wise, that team chemistry has got to be a mess.
Was the Panthers the one that had some like ridiculously terrible
Bryce Young got benched
stat last week? Oh, I can't remember what it was, but
I think
it was
they are going on like a certain amount of games where they haven't led in the 4th quarter or something like that.
I thought it was worse than that, but yeah, it was just some shockingly terrible statistic for like 9+ games. I can't remember what it was now. But
if you're a statistician, you can probably have a lot of fun with the Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can find a lot of stats that'll just blow your mind.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty much like Nebraska not scoring an overtime point since 2015.
I was gonna say that, but then I was trying to stay.
Yeah, sorry.
that was my
it's
thought.
So,
also, Harry.
It's so ironic that Bo Pelini's last win was in overtime
at Iowa too.
Iowa.
It was on the road.
That's his last win. Since then, yes, we've scored 0. And it's like
that is a curse. That
might be a little curse.
That is the curse.
I don't know how you score 0 points in 8 games. Like you accidentally just make a field goal. Like
we must be losing the coin toss a lot. I'd have to go back and look, but we must be losing the coin toss quite a bit too, to where they're scoring 7 and we can't settle for a field goal. That's also part of how you get to that.
Do you think that would have changed if we had won the coin toss?
No, but I'm saying like, say we win the coin toss, we probably still lose. At least we get a field goal.
Oh, I gotcha.
But if they
I got you.
get 7, we're going to forfeit going for the field goal because we need
Okay.
I think before, like after that Iowa win, Nebraska all time was 8-1 in overtime, and now they're 8-9.
Let's look.
So I'm pretty sure I saw that, but
Got a nifty graph.
it's pretty, it's just a pretty mind-boggling statistic. Like all these statistics that we can find over the last 10 years of Nebraska, that statistic is like,
it's like an improbable statistic. Like, how is it possibly? It's like breaking statistics that's a statistic.
And Mike Schaefer and those guys at 24/7 Sports, they did an entire podcast on all the overtime losses that we've had. So after the game Friday night, I texted Mike and I was like, "Oh, you go ahead and add this to our list of overtime debacles." I said, "Might have been the worst."
I'm sure he had already added that. It was already been added.
He was probably on a post game show.
Oh yeah,
they do one time, so he's probably like, "Oh, great, here we go."
Yeah.
Yeah, so out of the last 17 overtime games since 97, we've lost the last 7. And before that, we were 7-1 in the ones prior.
Oh.
So we go from 7-1 to losing 7
So
straight.
7-8. It's awesome.
That's wild.
And Bo Pelini was that last one.
Yeah.
Where he won a lot of those overtime games. And
he did.
Then something happened.
That's a curse.
And we wait for this for 8 months.
That's okay, though. I'm still going to be dialed in. And I'll say this much. I agree with Jay there. We played like dog water and we found ourselves in overtime.
I know.
I'm tired of the silver linings, but
yeah,
it's not like this team. I don't think they weren't playing hard. I just think it comes down to execution and just not playing your best.
We just don't ever seem to get that one play that could go either. It's like the interception in the end zone. Like now in the stadium, the referee did not do a great job of explaining what happened because
terrible job. Nobody knew what actually happened the way he said
on TV it looked pretty good. It was pretty obvious.
Yeah,
no.
I watched it and I'm like, okay, that's a legit interception. But in the stadium, because they ruled it a touchdown, so then they're looking at it for like 5 minutes, and we're all just like,
I thought it might stay because they did rule
that
a touchdown.
That was so annoying that it took so long, but.
And you're like, well, if it's indisputable, why is it taking 5 minutes? So then the referee said something like the ball was wobbling and hit the ground. Interception. We're like, what?
Didn't talk about that it was recovered. Who recovered it? Nothing. Like it's almost like they didn't pay attention to that those details. So then when he got on the microphone, he just didn't know what to say.
Yeah, because it never hit the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just how he explained it, because we thought it's either going to be incomplete or because like even the Illinois players weren't like signaling that they got the ball. Like they weren't, we got it. It was just like we thought it was going to be incomplete, and then we were like, what in the heck? And I would just real quick before we go to break. So we were sitting in the club level. We're not going to say which side of the stadium.
I don't think it matters. Yeah.
So
they were great seats.
In our section, we sit in row 34, or section 34, row 80.
For our season.
When Nebraska's on defense, people are standing, right?
Ben said he barely stood the whole game.
Barely sat.
Sat the whole game. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sometimes they'll sit on first and second down. Third down, everybody's standing. The very first third down on defense in our section, Nicole's the only one that stood up.
Which means you also weren't standing.
Well, I was like,
but I was the only one standing up in the whole section.
I didn't want to be like rude and stand up in front of all the people behind me.
I think it's rude not to be standing up.
Only person on third down.
That's surprising.
And then I readjusted my attitude about it. Then I got really annoyed because not only were a lot of people in our section not standing, they also weren't clapping. It's like, why are you here? I mean, you are part of the atmosphere. I've talked about this before because I get irritated about it, but like you can't even clap. Like you have to be part of the noise. How do you think the noise happens?
Some people just get the anxious takes over.
I guess.
And they just get locked in. Like
I would stay home. Also, the guy sitting in front of us was wearing a yellow hat, which was also annoying.
Looked like an Iowa hat.
Wow.
It wasn't an Iowa hat. It wasn't. It was like a mustard yellow hat. But I was also like, why are you wearing? Did you look
the color of corn at least?
In the mirror? Maybe I'll give him that. But also,
still, don't wear that color. And especially if you're going to sit in front of me.
Oh, you also
I don't
conveniently
really bother me because you see like the yellow corn heads throughout the stadium.
All right, Harrison.
Somewhat to that. You guys are very
give
big
you that.
on colors. If I knew if I showed up in like white and red.
Oh, Nicole,
we don't even have time to talk about the drama in our house when I was trying to get dressed.
She threw a big fit.
I did.
Because she comes upstairs.
We got to go to break.
We're fine. She wanted to wear black.
No, excuse
me. With a
me.
little red, like you could barely see straps underneath of it.
No, I was wearing it. I was wanting to wear a jumpsuit that was very comfortable because it was
black.
going to be hot. It was black, but I had a red tank top underneath and I was going to wear a red hat too. And then my whole family shamed me. Even Katie, I went into her room and I was like, is this okay? And she's like, no, that's not red. She's like, if I have to wear red, you have to wear red. There's other things I'd rather wear too. And so I had changed 2 more times before it was acceptable to me and the family.
She wasn't happy about it.
But I also want to throw a flag on the play that you wear that hat to the game, and that hat is nowhere near red. And I would have been wearing a red hat and a red tank top underneath my black. The rest of my clothes were black, but
I think you made the right call, Jeff. I know it's tough, but
right.
I
was telling your family the truth.
I was offended that you're taking his side.
I was paying the price a little bit.
I'm sure.
A little cranky.
At the beginning, it was fine.
She was a little cranky.
Let's go to break.
All right. Is our guest out there meandering around?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to be joined by a huge ticket listener. Listens to all the shows, listen to our show. He just started his 10-week challenge a week ago. So he's get some one-on-one coaching. So hopefully some of the rest of our 10-week challengers are listening too. So we're going to be joined by Adam here coming into the studio. So stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Interest rates. It's very important that you get as much bang for the buck. And that's what our Remington Homes is all about.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com. Pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, whether you want painted trim or other upgrades. Those are all options with our Remington Homes. If you're looking for more affordability and streamlined, you're probably better off with a Remington home. People get into homes that didn't think they could get into a home. A good product for the right price in budget.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Old School with DP and J.
On your scale of 1 to 7, because the Husker in you, the player in you, and then the football analyst, where were you?
That's a good question. I probably was 7 would be, we're back. I'd probably say I look at all of it, probably 4.5, 5. I have a lot of good teach tape, and I can keep the pedal to the metal.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With a wide variety of menu options, including the best prime and Wagyu steaks in Lincoln, if you haven't been to Tavern 180, you're missing out. Try any of their steak options paired with one of their well-known martinis, and this will soon become your favorite date night spot. Call your friends for a casual get-together where steak, shrimp, chicken, and tasty cocktails await your arrival. Tavern 180, located next door to Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Gentlemen, it's time to elevate your style with something from our men's jewelry and watch collection. Why not treat yourself to the ultimate in luxury? We've got an incredible selection of pre-owned Rolex watches, even those hard-to-find models you've been dreaming of. Whether you're stepping up your game day look or adding a touch of class to everyday wear, our top-tier collection is sure to impress. Stop by Sartor Heyman and discover the perfect piece to reflect your unique style. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. We are joined in studio by a huge Ticket fan, and one of our favorite things about the show is when we can have Ticket listeners come into the studios. Because I remember my first time in here, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. So, Adam, welcome, and your last name is Essay, right?
Essay, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's just like it reads.
It is, yes.
Okay.
You never know. Could be E. You could have it
Out west, it's easy.
Okay. Yeah. See.
Here, it's Essay. Yep.
Okay. So before we get to you, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
We did
Appreciate
have a
having
text. The OG CJ said Jeff is absolutely right.
First of all, this everybody trying to take Jeff's side right now. You all have to realize that you are taking the word of a man interpreting something that I was wearing. Like, that's going to be exaggerated you're going to tilt it to your whatever. Because it was a red shirt underneath. Yeah, but it wasn't
I
like
thought you're losing me underneath there. Like, what do you mean?
It was a shirt. It was like one of those really loose jumpsuits, which most of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
The women will probably know.
I know. I'm just saying most because I think we have mostly male listeners. But
it's not assumed.
Well, I know, but
you're right.
We got a lot of
demographics.
Right.
You're correct.
To our show.
I listen. I know. I am one of the ones that listen, but so I wanted to be comfortable and be hot. So I was going to wear something very loose fitting. And the top was like the black part of the top was low. And so I was wearing a red shirt underneath of it. So it looked red. It was red first, red, and then black.
Mm.
And I was going to wear a red hat. I think the red hat should count for something.
I don't
Like,
think so.
if we're talking from like waist up, because that's all that matters to you. You don't wear all red. You're not a red crayon out there.
I mean, I need to be. I need to get some red
shorts
or
and
overalls.
shoes, because I was also wearing red shoes, which should also count also. And I had a black and red shirt that I was wearing over tied, because potentially I could have put that on if it was cold. So then I really would have been wearing a lot of red.
Your daughter vetoed is what gets me.
I know. We
right.
talked about this off air. The only reason is because she wears black 99.9% of her life. The only time she wears any color other than black is when Jeff makes her wear red on game days at the gym. He makes her wear red.
Yep.
And then at games.
So she wasn't going to let you wear black.
Yeah, she was like, if I have to wear a red shirt, then you have to wear a red shirt. She's like, I have 5 other things I would rather be wearing today. So if I have to wear this, so do you.
I brainwashed the kids, basically.
I was really counting on her.
That's what it basically came down to.
So, Adam, what is your take on proper game day in the stadium game day attire?
You know, I'm definitely all for red.
And why?
I was wearing red.
Red.
I was wearing red. And if you're not watching this on stream, Jeff wears this hat all the time. He's so famous for this hat because every single picture from when Katie was born until right now, he has some hat that used to be black, but he wears it so much that it ends up being brown. And it's brown vintage, for almost the whole time that he's wearing it. And you were wearing that hat. And I'm sorry, but that should count against you for red, because I was going to wear a red baseball cap. I changed to a black one once I had to change my whole outfit 3 times. But
I was wearing a lot of red.
haven't
thrown out. Well, Matt Rule wears black, so why can't I?
He does. There was a lot of people on the sidelines not wearing red.
I know they weren't.
But
all right.
I don't know.
Well, Tony White was wearing black too, wasn't he?
With
the green underneath.
I think that's so people could see him.
I think that was because
yeah,
I think sometimes when they have to do sideline
was giving the signals to identify him.
Yeah. Which that makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
Maybe that's what I was trying to do too.
So the bottom line is I was right and she was wrong.
No,
now we're gonna move on.
Absolutely not.
All right, Adam. So welcome into the studios.
Thank you.
First thing we want to know is, where did you grow up? Where did you go to high school? And did you play any sports in high school?
Or after high school?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, so I grew up in Lincoln whole life. Love traveling, but always come back here. I went to Pius, graduated in 99.
Oh, we've never had a Pius graduate.
Well, I'd like to be the first. I mean,
you are.
Hey, that's good. Representing Pius.
Yep.
So I did go to Pius, did some track, played some basketball, but didn't go on to do it the whole time. High school for me was kind of a social hour, big one.
Yeah,
it was. My mom could tell you a lot of stories.
You were the one that like good and great in class, but needs to talk like less talking. Or
freshman, sophomore year was a little touchy. Junior, senior year, I kind of wrangled it in, but
yeah.
But no, sports after high school, I got a lot more interested in it. Played a lot of games like basketball games at Goodyear Rec. It was years ago. Bowled. Got into golfing. Love golfing. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Any Al Bundy 4 touchdowns in the city championship game moments that you like tell your kids and grandkids, like, I bowled a 280 or whatever?
I did throw a 300 in Sutton, Nebraska.
Ooh.
Well, now this
is a lot of years ago. And we walked in. It was such a small little older couple owned the place. It was great. They didn't have a tip jar, and we couldn't believe it. So we made them put a styrofoam cup out so we could tip them on our drinks. And to condition the lanes, the guy went out there with a towel on his hands and knees, wiped them all down, and used a spray bottle.
Wow.
To condition the lanes.
That's
and
small
that
town.
was fun.
So
did you get like your name on a wall then? There?
No, unfortunately, it was not a sanctioned tournament. It was more of a fun tournament.
But, okay.
But it was still fun. It was good. They were awesome out there.
Well, that's pretty impressive. My high score in bowling is 247.
Still good.
And I've seen 2 300 games.
Have you?
One of my best friends who I was in a league with, I saw him bowl 299 in league play. I know. left the 10 pin on the final
Oh,
ball.
Yeah.
And then I've seen him bowl 2 300. So that was pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
And he
Very cool.
could have gone on. He could have been a professional bowler
Yeah,
too.
he could have been a professional
Yeah.
bowler. He bowled in college at Boise State, but he just said, like, unless you're one of the top guys like a Walter Ray Williams Jr. I'm throwing out
It's just a lot of
my
travel
bowling
for
knowledge
nothing.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of expense, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just not
totally.
worth the money unless you're.
Mhm.
So now his wife's a doctor, and he think he made the right choice.
I do too.
He bowls on the weekend now.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. But we
Very
went
cool.
bowling. We hadn't bowled for a long time. We went down and bowled, and it's probably been 10 years since I've thrown a bowling ball.
Probably. Yeah.
And I had like a 160 average.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do now. It's always kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
when I go out
the
now.
thing with bowling, watching Jeff, because he was in bowling leagues when we were dating long time ago, and I would go and watch. And your ability to bowl isn't as good anymore. Like the talent level's not there, but the frustration level is definitely still there. So the attitude that I could feel radiating off of you was exactly like 26 years ago, even though scores weren't as
perfect
good.
ball right in the pocket.
Yep.
Just
yes.
And there's one pin standing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that
A 10.
took
And
me
it's always
back.
a 10.
And then you go to pick up the spare and miss it. You're just like,
yep.
So it's like that 1 hour of bowling brought up all the thrills, the disappointments, the frustration, the anger that I would experience in the 3-game series of a league.
Mm-hmm.
But good news is you were playing against me and Ben, and I'm bad and Ben is worse. And so you actually came out on top.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, my planting leg hamstring hurt so bad for like 5 days.
Really?
That I
That's
planted
also
on
the fun part of getting older.
to roll the ball. Like
Mine's always the forearm. When I haven't bowled forever.
Oh yeah.
It's like
me too. My
the
thumb.
next day I couldn't hold it. It was terrible.
Yeah,
Yep.
the forearm was a little sore, but man, that my plant foot hamstring was just. I mean, and there's leg classes we do lower body where I'm just like I haven't been this sore, but that I can
That's what
barely
I don't
stand.
love about sports like that. Tennis, bowling, all those like one-sided sports. Like I prefer more
It's
of
interesting.
a
We have
balance.
the bowlers, some of
the
the Nebraska bowlers. They talk about a lot of it. It's like you got to be jacked
Right.
on the lower body.
Yeah.
Like you got to have a lot of muscle and power and balance around that area.
But you almost have to train like, opposite. I don't know. I don't like that. I like to be equally sore.
They have like certain stretches, things they really lock in on because they get a lot of weird like hand wrist injuries.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, if it makes sense, like you're throwing a bowling ball over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
Yep.
We have a text from Pete Ferguson.
Pete.
The Pete Ferguson of bigger
Mhm.
bigger than the score.
Is this about Cowboys? 'Cause
No,
we're not talking
nope,
about
nope.
that. Okay.
Nope. Pete Ferguson went to the game and he wore
this is about red.
he
All right.
wore he wore a black polo that wasn't even Nebraska.
Yeah, that's that is
It was UNK. Now his daughter goes there or went there.
okay.
played
That's
volleyball.
fine, but you're at a Husker football game.
Well, Pete said he hadn't been to a game in like 20 years.
Still,
I don't even know if he owns a Nebraska shirt. I mean, maybe he does. We'll have to ask
I
him
don't
when
know
he
if I've
comes
ever
in.
seen him wearing a red shirt.
It is Nebraska. Can't you get a Husker shirt?
You can get those at
Quick
gas
shop.
stations. Yeah.
Pete's were very disappointed.
He could have put a call out.
Ticket T-shirt.
That's what I was gonna say. He could just came down to the ticket and got
Yeah,
in
I
a
could have
shirt.
wore a red ticket shirt, and I guarantee you, if Pete goes to a Dallas Cowboy game, he's wearing a
Right?
Dallas
Are
Cowboy
you gonna wear a UNK
shirt,
polo at his-
jersey.
That's the real question. We're gonna ask him when
He's
he comes
not gonna.
in.
He's not wearing a Texas Longhorn shirt, or he's wearing Cowboy stuff.
He's always been shameless, forcing his fandom
That
on everybody's throats. He's
is
gonna rep
the
the Lopes
true
at a Husker
question.
game, Cowboys at a Bears. Like he doesn't care.
Yeah,
Gonna
but if
rep
he
his
goes to a
squad.
Cowboys game, he's not gonna wear that UNK polo.
No, he's wearing Cowboy.
Yeah,
jersey.
That's mic drop. That's all we have to say about that.
Oh, let's see. Oh, OG CJ says, Pete, I went to UNK and I wore red.
Right, because you're at a Husker game. Wear
Yes, at a
UNK
Husker game.
if you're going to a game there.
Yes.
The only time that made sense was volleyball day.
Well, yeah,
because I
Sure.
legitimately had
Well,
a
yeah,
daughter.
his daughter was there.
in the
Yes,
game.
yeah, that
Yep, so he's
totally
repping
makes
that.
sense. Yes.
All right. Well, before we get off the rails anymore, we're gonna go to break. We'll be back. We're gonna
Adam
find
listens.
out.
He knows how our first hour
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So we're gonna find out Adam's favorite NFL team and how he became a fan of that team. And it better not be the Packers. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We strive to help people get into home ownership. That is the American dream. Having something that you can go home at night and say, this is mine, is very important. The great thing about Remington Homes is affordability.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. We give you a lot of choices, and you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas. HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers or by phone at 402-858-9356.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. My grandpa Don always made sure that our diamonds are the most exceptional you could find in the world. That's why we're introducing our exclusive Heartland Diamond Collection. If you're ready to add some sparkle to your life that you can see from across the room, the Heartland Diamond is for you. Stop in to Sartor Heyman to see for yourself. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in, Fitness Fanatics. We got a few minutes here before we get to the top of the hour. So, Adam, favorite NFL team, and how did you become a fan of that team?
I root for several, but I would say favorite would probably have to be the Oakland or the Las Vegas Raiders. I always want to say Oakland. I always want to say, even when they were LA, I wanted to say Oakland. Probably the Raiders, and just as a kid,
that just shows your age when you're doing that. Yeah.
It does. Bo Jackson, huge fan of Bo Jackson. Had a chance meeting with Lyle Alzado, kind of fun. And yeah, as a kid, and then the story, Boz. I mean, Bo Jackson running over the Boz on the goal line. I mean, gosh, I was hooked. So
now, was he for Seattle? Where did Bosworth get?
Bosworth, was he Seattle?
I thought so, but that's when I was a kid then. So
why don't I know that? I know the conversation front and back. I've seen it so many times and heard it so many times.
Yeah, it was Seahawks.
It was Seahawks. Yeah.
Thanks. Shout out to the Tecmo Super Bowl rosters. That's how I knew that.
It's a great game. Still play that, by the way.
Oh my
Original
gosh.
Nintendo.
Here we go.
Well, we'll have to talk after the show.
That's always been the thing. You talk to kids now, they give you entire rosters if they got like
That's
college
how
football,
Ben knows.
NFL,
That's how Ben knows so much about the players, and 100%.
Play Madden. Even like the college football. He's like, I did a dynasty with Maryland, or what team was it? Can't remember what team, but he knew this guy's pretty good. I did a dynasty.
That's
with him.
how he knows all that.
I don't know who the quarterback is
from video games.
Some random school. I don't remember which team. It was some AAC team, and he's just that guy's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At my peak days, I used to play NBA 2K. I could just nice to everybody off like Lakers. They got the Brazil guy from Huertas on the G League. You get crazy with it when you're that young.
Yeah. Your brain isn't flooded with all other more important information.
So our kids are Ravens fans. Okay. So last Sunday, the Raiders beat the Ravens.
Yes. Oh, that was rough.
10-point deficit in the fourth quarter, and it was just.
I've never seen
the sky falling. We're 1-7.
Our son is
over.
17. He's only been a football fan for probably
5 years.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
I've never seen Ben act more like you during a football game than he did that last week. It was just.
So why'd they choose Ravens?
There was a really short meltdown moment, and then all of a sudden it was just we're done. We're not going to win a game the whole season.
We're going to be 1-7.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so he became a Ravens fan because purple's his favorite color.
Okay.
He played Minecraft.
It was Fortnite.
Get
it right.
Fortnite.
There was a Fortnite skin.
Raven skin.
Lamar Jackson, probably.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's how he became a fan.
Now
he's
the
just
more important
obsessed.
fact is, because I'm a Packers fan, you're a Bears fan, he knew he couldn't be a Vikings fan, liking purple.
Okay. Yep.
So that was also part of the.
Yes. So now he's obsessed. Ravens, Orioles. A week from tonight, we will be in Baltimore for Bills, Ravens, blackout Sunday night. It's going to be incredible. So hopefully,
very cool.
Pete, I know you don't want to hear this, but please, we hope the Ravens can beat the Cowboys today so they're not 0-3.
That will help
going into this game.
The attitude going to Baltimore if the Ravens can win. I don't know what's going to happen if they lose this week. Ben might not want to go at all. I don't know. No, he will still want to go.
He'll want to go.
They haven't won, have they?
Yeah.
No, they're 0-2. They're 0-2, and they lost to the Chiefs. I mean, they're
That's right.
that was a
away.
close one.
Yeah.
And then they blew the lead against the Raiders.
Yeah, I quit watching that one. My son this year decided he's a Lions fan.
I decided.
My son's not.
How old is he?
13.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
a good choice. That's a good
was
time to start liking the Lions.
He went Lions, and I'm like,
makes
oh my
sense.
gosh, I love Barry Sanders back in the day. Loved Barry Sanders, and so talking to him about that, and he came downstairs. I was in the kitchen, where I'm always in the kitchen. He came downstairs, and he's like, oh, Dad, I'm not going to be able to watch any Lions games. None of them are on TV. I was like, bro, you got to pick a team that's good.
Yeah. You picked an emerging team.
Yeah.
They were good for they've been good for 2 seasons.
Or I'd say, well, pony up some money. Let's get the Sunday ticket.
That's what we do. We split that now.
We
in
make
our
our
family.
kids pay a third.
Okay.
They also have jobs and more money than we do.
Yeah.
Disposable
Your kid
income.
will always get Thanksgiving Day. At least that's always
yes.
He
That
will.
is yes. We always get
Absolutely.
that one. Yep.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, we're going to go to break, and we're actually going to talk about some fitness stuff here on Fitness Fanatics when we come back with Adam on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
A fall aeration by Judson Irrigation will help maintain your lawn by maximizing the effectiveness of your watering and fertilization. Judson will flag the locations of your sprinkler heads, followed by a deep core aeration to give your lawn the breath of fresh air it needs. Schedule your aeration today. Your lawn will love you for it.
Let us aerate today to ensure a healthy head start for your lawn next spring. Go to judsonirrigation.com or call Judson Bylene 402-420-6277.
In dealing with the high interest rates, it's very important that you get as much bang for the buck. And that's what our Remington Homes is all about.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com, pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, whether you want painted trim or other upgrades. Those are all options with our Remington Homes. If you're looking for more affordability and streamlined, you're probably better off with a Remington home. People get into homes that didn't think they could get into a home. A good product for the right price in budget.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Old School with DP and J.
On your scale of 1 to 7, because the Husker in you, the player in you and then the football analyst, where were you?
That's a good question. I probably was 7 would be, we're back. I'd probably say I look at all of it, probably 4.5, 5. I have a lot of good teach tape, and I can keep the pedal to the metal.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the Professional Middleweight Championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome back. Top of hour number 2 on the Fitness Fanatics. If you missed any part of our show, we were pretty positive, I think, the first hour, despite the Nebraska loss on Friday night. You can check us out on the ticketfm.com's website. We're under Ticket Weekends. You can also catch us on whatever podcast platform you listen to, whether it's Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, whatever.
Oh, as a podcast?
Yeah, as a podcast. You can also, you can check us out on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We're on Allo. We're on TV, Allo Channel 961, which I've had a couple people text me that they're watching us getting ready for football for the day. So
this is a good thing to have on.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can't watch 3 hours of pregame, right? So why don't you listen to the Fitness Fanatics comedy hours, have a few laughs, because once your team starts, then the laughing is over.
Well, it depends on who your team is. That's not true.
Then we're serious business.
If you're a Chiefs fan, you're not too worried.
If you have any questions for us or Adam throughout the next hour, you can text the Starter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685 or comment on any one of those YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So hour number 2 is sponsored by Modern Woodmen of America. Founded in 1883, Modern Woodmen offers financial services and member benefits to individuals and families throughout the U.S. For more information, call Sean Erickson at 402-483-6515. Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives, securing futures. I know Sean's listening, getting ready for the big Broncos game today against the Bucks. So we appreciate all of their support. We spent the last 2 games with Sean out tailgating at his spot. Over by the Breslow Center, which is a good thing. We're in good shape because it's a long walk.
It's
a walk. Yeah. It's a 30-minute walk from our parking spot, and I complain about it every time.
I complain about it more.
Yeah, but
it's always fun. It's worth it. It's worth the walk because we have a good time. When
we have a good time. Yes.
So, I wouldn't make that walk for everybody. I'll tell you that.
Oh, he's probably just tearing up right now listening. But big
Good
shout
story.
out to Modern Woodmen. They're taking care of us. We got life insurance through them. So if I die,
Why do you
then
always have to make it
family's
weird?
taken care of.
You always have to make it weird when you say that.
Well, this just is.
Okay.
So no, we appreciate all their support of the Fitness Fanatics. All right, Adam. So let's start. You look like you're in pretty good shape, right?
I try.
So what was it like? What did you do before you started? Because you just started. You're just getting through week 1.
Yep.
What did you do before you started Farrell's as far as your fitness activity goes?
So mostly walking. I mean, I wasn't in a gym lifting free weights or anything like that. The joke kind of that really got me going to where I was doing something that I finally looked at myself and went, wow, I'm actually seeing results. It's my brother owns the best ice cream shop in Lincoln.
Oh, we're listening right now.
402 Creamery.
Okay.
402 Creamery.
No,
So
that's a little too fancy ice cream for Jeff. He's not a big
that is
fancy ice cream person.
Now, where is that?
It's
there's
you would
one
know.
We've
south,
been to it.
Yeah.
56 in Pine Lake.
Oh, yeah.
area
Yeah,
behind
Pine
Campbell.
Lake
that
Yep.
one.
There's
Mhm.
one down
Been to
at the
that one.
Telegraph, and then there's a third location in Fallbrook.
Okay.
So he needed an ice cream transporter, and I said, well, I've got time in the mornings before I start work. I can come out and transport a couple days a week. So I thought, yeah, what am I toting 10, 12 tubs of ice cream?
Mhm.
No, it was 50 to 70 tubs of ice cream. And they're not 1 gallon tubs. So they're in the basement. You got to go in the cooler, get them all out, run up the stairs, go out to the van. And I started doing that. And it was like,
That sounds
wow.
fun. See, I like weird stuff. I like stuff
Yeah.
like that. Functional fitness. I
Totally.
like it.
It
Yeah.
totally was 2
Mhm.
tubs at a time. And then I started like, man, I felt it in my shoulders, and it wasn't like I was bulking or anything like that, but it kind of got to this obsession, like, man, okay. And then I'd look, I'm at, and my wife, I tell her all the time, hey, I hit 10,000 steps.
Mhm.
She's like, yeah, get away from me. Anyway, so that's really what started it. But my diet was goofy. So then I started reading what to do with the diet, and I started doing this fasting, only eating 1 meal a day, and so on and so forth. So that's really what kickstarted it. Hearing you guys on the radio all the time, because I listen to Ticket pretty much all day because I drive a lot for work, but really, really thought about doing it. And to be honest, it's truthfully so far out of my comfort zone.
Mhm.
I can't even believe I did it. In a group setting, taking instruction, it's like, no, just let me do my own thing. Tell me what to do. I'll go do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was really an adjustment, but after the first day it just seemed odd. It just seemed very uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Not the workout was intense and stuff like that. It just seemed very uncomfortable. I was like, gosh, but I got so hooked on it now. Like, I'm jacked to get up in the morning. This morning I woke up, I'm like, wait a minute,
Something's missing.
aren't I going to the gym this
Yeah.
morning? So it's really been something that I never expected to like as much as I do. Not even close.
I mean, I think it would be interesting to see the statistics on people who do sign up for our program, but are also really skeptical if this is even for them, because and I talk about this a lot, and you heard it at the 10-week orientation, that like, that does not make you special. That, you know what I mean? It's so true. There's a lot of people that do it, and they're kind of like you, where they've heard about us a lot, and then finally they're like, all right, I'm going to do it, but I don't think I'm going to like it. Like, that's actually a pretty common thing that we hear from people,
Yep.
But that's the point, because you don't know if you like something until you do it,
Totally.
and that's why we always talk about other gyms in the city not being our competition, because if you don't like one thing, then go do something else. That doesn't mean that you just think, oh, exercise isn't for me. Like,
Mhm.
that's what's great about having so many options, but you're not going to know if you like it or not until you immerse yourself into it and do it. And even though you were probably skeptical about like if you were going to like it, it sounds like you came in with a good attitude though, that like you're going to give it a try, and like, and it didn't take you very long to like buy in.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And I and everybody there, I mean, every single time I've gone there, somebody new has told me hello. Not that I need that, but
Mhm.
it's just kindness.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah.
kindness. Oh, okay. Hey, after every workout, everybody's fist. Okay, cool. Good workout. It's not, I didn't do anything different than anybody else. I probably did it worse than everybody else, but I'm new. I'm just starting out, and it's awesome to have that. It's awesome when somebody looks at me in the mirror and goes, he's doing that wrong. And they walk back and like, oh, actually, this is the way we do it. Or yesterday, we're doing
Oh yeah.
reverse lunges.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was
Forward
doing
lunge.
a forward lunge, and you're like, actually, other way.
I didn't give you too bad of a time. Sometimes I'm like, I will jokingly, aggressively say, if only there was someone up here demonstrating exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah.
The reality is, especially when you're learning something new, it is super overwhelming. So even though I was up there and I had explained that this is what we're going to do, and I had shown how we're going to do it, in your head, you're thinking of it, how you're going to do it.
Yes.
And you are probably watching yourself instead of watching the instructor. So it is very complicated. And I think that's something that people aren't always as prepared for, is the mental load of learning new things and doing, and it's not neither of those were different movement patterns that you're probably not used to. Like it's a reverse lunge and a forward lunge. Like those are pretty common movement patterns, but you just kind of get this like almost like performance anxiety of like, I really want to do this right. And sometimes that can be your barrier of not doing it right.
True. Yeah. I think it was.
It wasn't wrong. You were doing an exercise.
Yes.
It just wasn't the exercise. Yeah.
Yep.
And so we do try to be nice. It was a smaller class too. So it was nice because there were, it was a small class because it was 5 a.m. after the Husker game the night before. And so we had a couple newbies in class, and it was nice because if someone was making a mistake, I think I had to a couple times just make eye contact with you and say something, and then you would fix it.
Yep.
And that you were not the only one.
Yep.
We had multiple people that I had to do that too. So we don't really call you out necessarily, but it was a small class. So everyone kind of knew who I was talking to, but I wasn't like, Adam, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
I was. And then when really, did I just really do that? And I look over and Charles is kind of looking at me like, I got it. I'm good now.
Yeah.
He's kind of smiled. Yeah.
Yes.
That was
good. So anything that this first week, has been surprisingly easy, surprisingly difficult, anything that you're struggling with that maybe some of our other challengers that might be listening or watching, you think, man, I'm kind of struggling with that also.
I would say just some of the movements that shot. Really? Am I that weak there? Like, wow. Like the glute stuff, forget it.
Yeah.
Every time I stood up from those, I'm like, I don't like those. Not even a little bit.
So funny.
But I did them, and I did them as good as I could. Like, don't take a break. And then I'd have to pause one rep. I'm like,
that's
okay. I can't do this one. And then keep going. So I wouldn't say I'm struggling necessarily with certainly not getting up, getting there, getting motivated to go and stuff like that. I would just say just learning the stuff. Because again, when I'm doing it, I'm doing, if I'm working out, I'm working at home. You're not going to tell me how to work out. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, or I'm going to watch it on TV or something like that. But it's just different there because and you've got amateurs around you, and you've got people that are like legit. And like, I'm staying away from them, but I'll look over like, how are they doing it? Oh, okay. Well, I'll try that, so I think again, out of my comfort zone, but I think just being in that room where you've got people that are at the same level as you, but then you got people that are much more advanced because they've been doing it longer. It's so helpful. And then the instructors are awesome. Yeah. I don't know if I wouldn't say I'm struggling with anything. I think just getting the stuff down. Once I get them down, it's going to be, I think it's obviously like anything, it's going to be easier, but.
Well, and I can say, because I've taught 2 of your workouts this week. Did you teach a 5 at all this week?
I taught Monday.
Okay.
Monday. Yep.
See, after
Monday doesn't count.
After Monday, he was just like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. And that was me. I was the instructor.
So I've taught 2 classes that you were in 5 a.m. On Thursday and on Saturday. And I will say too, one thing that I appreciate is that you do take the direction very well. So I think sometimes for men especially, there can be like an ego involved because we're asking you to do things. And yes, you probably could go heavier on certain things, but that's if you're looking at that exercise by itself. But the thing is, especially the first 3 weeks of our program, and this is important if we have 10 weekers listening too, the workouts are the same. Everyone does the same workout because when we're telling you to maybe go lower on one exercise, that's because we know what's still coming. And we don't want you to just burn out on this one exercise where you could go lower, because then the very next exercise, it's a different movement pattern, same muscle group, but I know you can go heavier. So I'm going to recommend it. So it's like you have done a really good job of that. There were some things that because there were some exercises even that I was like, oh, we probably could have gone a little heavier on that. But I appreciate that you didn't, because then you were getting the form correct and you were,
Well, I didn't
so.
listen the time before.
What
That's
time
why,
before? Tuesday?
It was the first, it was this. So it would have been Thursday.
That was my class. I thought you did a good job Thursday.
Thursday, I only brought green.
Oh, okay.
That was my lowest.
Oh,
And
so you
you're
didn't listen to the instructor.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
So you didn't grab any yellow band
The instructor,
for upper body,
which was me saying you need to have yellow, green,
Yellow.
and red.
Like yellow.
Yeah.
Listen, what is this amateur hour? Come on, I got this. So I did not grab yellow. And the first break that we got to take a drink, I did not take a drink. I went and got yellow.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, the thought of, because with our resistance bands, we have yellow, green, red, blue, purple, and they increase in resistance. Harris has done the program before too, so he's probably like
I realized
laughing
I
and
did
being
the
like,
same thing because I was like, no, we're good. And then we did the left flies.
We're good.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I needed the yellow.
I know.
Yeah,
And that's the thing, like for you to come in, and I'm not giving you a hard time because again, this does not make you special. This is totally normal, where like you're coming in and you're thinking you're going to be able to use the exact same resistance for chest or back, which are very functional muscle groups, that you're going to need for shoulders, which is like a much smaller group
Correct.
of muscles. Like obviously you don't go and do a barbell workout or a dumbbell workout with one set of dumbbells. Like you're going to go heavier on
you're
back.
not going to use like 15 pounds for every single like lay for everything.
Right. So it's like, it is that, especially at Meadowlane, because above the mirror, we have the trust the process. And I think trusting the process in that strength training is the most important and most difficult. And it's a thing that people either learn and improve quickly on, or they don't learn and they just crash and burn until that strength gets there. But you don't need to do it that way. Like you can do it slowly and be better, faster, instead of like trying to push it. But I know that can be hard because like you said, you're in the class with people who've been doing it a long time. So like the person next to you might be using like a blue for like that behind the head press. And you're struggling with green. And you're just like, that's why like when I teach, I will say certain exercises, like I will recommend a lighter band color, but then I'll tell the 10-weekers, I'll be like, now when you see fit members using heavy bands, that doesn't mean that you should be using that band right now, but that means that that's something you have to look forward to. Like you're not going to see a lot of people doing those lateral raises that you were talking about, Harrison, with blues and purples.
Not hardly anybody.
And if they do, their form's probably not great.
Right.
So that's a good one when you see that person that you look at to be like, okay, how are they doing this? When you look at them, that's not where you should be, but that's a good guide to be like, okay, that's where maybe I want to be week 3, 4, 5, especially week 5. So we really start going heavy on week 5.
That's what always got me excited. I can't remember who the guy's name was, but every time they were going with the roundhouse kicks, this guy, it might have been. The pop off the bag. I was like, I want to be able to hit the bag that hard. It was insane. It just echo every time.
But you couldn't have done that the first day.
Oh, no, not even close.
Right. And so if you had that mindset of like, I'm going to do it just like that, your first roundhouse kick, you probably would have blown a knee or something.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So it is, and that's what I think what makes it like difficult mentally, if you're not in that space to think that the more you struggle with those lower resistance bands, the more room for improvement you have in the coming weeks. Like you're not going to build all of your muscles week 1. That is not a goal. That is why it's a 10-week program, not a 5-day program.
Well, and when you're watching other people like for kickboxing and they're just bam, 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 like you're like, oh my gosh, we all started.
Oh yeah.
Just how you were, like not knowing what anything was.
I really wish I could go back and see myself.
Sometimes we kind of lose sight of that. I know as instructors, like, I mean, I haven't had my day 1 since January 7th of 2008.
Yeah.
That's the time I didn't know what I was doing. So we're 16 years now. So
I would hope after 16 years that we look better.
Well, no, I mean,
no, that's what I mean. Like
just not knowing
to the new
what we're
people,
doing.
like, I would really hope that we would be able to do it harder and faster and better after 16 years than someone coming in.
Yeah.
This is their 3rd kickboxing class.
But I always tell people, like, it doesn't matter if it's day 1, like Adam, I guarantee you felt you were at the end of my day 1 class. You were just as tired as somebody that's been doing ferals for 15 years. because
Should be.
they're working as long as you get to your level 10, no matter if it's day one or now you might not be able to do as many reps as they can, but they're pushing themselves just as hard as you are.
Yeah, true.
Which
I
is
would
a
like
cool
to
thing.
one day, like that day one workout, I would like to maybe have a camera recording like a fit member and a 10-weeker and then do a side-by-side comparison, because like, yeah, you are still working at your level 10, but say we're going to do jab cross hook for 1 minute where you're doing, I don't know, maybe 15 combos in that 1 minute, where the fit member is doing 25 of the same combo, but they're more efficient, they have more power, and they have more endurance. That's what makes it like your workout. That's what makes it your level 10. And I think sometimes people want to like skip that part.
They just want to get to the
25
where somebody's been there for 10 years, which is like going forward. Like, let's say you're still with us after the 10 weeks are over, right? So you're still there working out. And then new people come in at 5 a.m. and they're like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could be like him right now.
I think that's what
kind of
makes
the full circle of Farrell's is really cool.
Right. And I think that's what makes that experience kind of that you've had with people coming up to you after class and saying good job. They're doing that because they remember feeling that way.
Yeah.
Like they remember their day one. They remember their day one leg day workout. They remember that. So it's always kind of fun for, when you become like an upperclassman in the program.
Right.
That's always kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
As new people come in, and then you get to see them. So one of our instructors, Brandy, famously says, like at Farrell's, nobody cares about you and everyone cares at the same time. Like nobody cares where you're starting. Nobody cares how much you're struggling. But what we do care about is that you're doing it correctly, that you're showing up. Like what did AD say at our orientation? Like just show up or
win the day.
Win the day. Like you're there to win the day. Doesn't matter what that looks like. The fact that you showed up, that should be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is what is nice that our members
And that's and nobody's how'd to go. What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? Just, hey, good job.
Right. Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
Right.
You too.
Mhm. Yeah. And if you've never done a group fitness, I think that's pretty common in a lot of group fitness places.
Yeah.
I think what makes Farrell's a little bit different is the fact that we do have it as like that day one format. So you're not the only one. There's like multiple new people. So you have those people. Here comes Peter. He's trying to, in his fully decked out Cowboys gear.
I'm not flipping the camera.
Boy, get out of the street.
We're not going to give him the time.
No, you can
no air
take
time.
a guess what Pete Ferguson was wearing on his way in. You're right.
So anyway, we'll see.
All right.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes the difference is you get to see that. You get to see other people struggling. You get to see like the present and the future. And then when you become a fit member and the new session starts, you get to see the past, the present, and the future. Like it's a constant revolving like program, which I really like. That's probably why we love it so much.
All right. Well, we're going to throw it to break. We'll be right back. Stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Landmark Implement helps you put dirt in its place with increased accuracy and greater speed thanks to the John Deere Smart Grade. This fully integrated 3D grade control system boosts job site productivity and reduces labor costs with fewer passes and less wasted material, meaning more bids won and higher margins. No masts, no cables, just clear views of the job site. Visit your local Landmark Implement today and discover the profit-boosting power of the Smart Grade and experience the Landmark difference.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hey farmers, wouldn't it be nice if you could cut your herbicide cost by up to 85%? Now you can with Green Eye technology for your sprayer. Green Eye's system integrates seamlessly with your current sprayer and works by identifying and spraying only the weeds. Reduce the threat of herbicide resistance, be environmentally friendly, and save a ton of money. Oh, and there's no acres fee. This is the precision spraying solution you've been waiting for. Contact Boyk Farmers Outfitters to get set up with Green Eye or check them out at BOECK.FarmOutfitters.com.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. If I could have today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history.
What a finish, boys.
Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds. 4 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
Goddamn drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 27th through the 29th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through September 24th is spend $50, get 1 center cut ribeye for free, limit of 1. Also, $1 off all honey. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
With a wide variety of menu options, including the best prime and Wagyu steaks in Lincoln, if you haven't been to Tavern 180, you're missing out. Try any of their steak options paired with one of their well-known martinis, and this will soon become your favorite date night spot. Call your friends for a casual get-together where steak, shrimp, chicken, and tasty cocktails await your arrival. Tavern 180, located next door to Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As you gear up for game day this season, don't forget the MVP in your life. Whether it's a ruby bracelet to show off her team spirit or a timeless Heartland diamond that shines from across the room, we've got the perfect play. Our experts at Sartor Heyman are here to help you make the winning move. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Fitness Fanatics. We are joined in studio with one of our new 10-week challengers. He's been at this for 1 week, Adam S.A. All right, so we want to talk a little nutrition because you had talked about before you started, you were just basically eating one meal a day.
Or like what other things have you tried with nutrition? Because we talk about nutrition with our program, and it's just a nutrition plan. Like there's not one thing that's perfect
That's
or
magical.
right. Yeah. So if that's worked for you, have you tried other things too? Or like what has kind of been, are you either like just eat whatever and then you kind of like did that research, or how did that kind of evolve?
Yeah, kind of. You know, we eat pretty healthy. I mean, I cook everything. I have a job where I'm home. I'm home in time that I can get dinner started. So like nothing's out of a jar. It's all very homemade. So I'm always, well, I'm eating healthy, but I didn't know if I was or not. And I wasn't seeing any. When I brushed my teeth with no shirt on, I was like, "Wow, I'm really jiggly. Look at that!" You know,
some of those
things.
Like
when you're doing you're doing fast feet in class, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
sometimes I'm like
fast
this.
feet.
Yeah, I'm doing fast feet.
Right? I don't do
this
those.
Is not flattering at all.
Yeah,
that's what. And I'm like, why? Like, I eat really healthy, and I'm not working out, but I'm very very active person.
Right.
And so I couldn't figure it out. So I started just researching how to burn body fat. You know, Instagram, you just get blasted with.
You
ads.
almost have to just throw a dart and pick something and try it. That's really what you kind of have to do. But again, if that doesn't work, then you're just like, well, eating healthy isn't for me or whatever. You still have to try something. Try different things. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't go trying different things every week. Give yourself 3 days and then decide, oh, this isn't for me. That's not a way to have any type of results. But yeah.
No, and that's really, so I started fasting. I would have, if I had breakfast, I wasn't eating lunch, but then I'd have a big dinner, or it was a really small, but there was no rhyme or reason to it. One day I would skip breakfast, have a huge lunch, and then not eat dinner. But then I'd be in the refrigerator at 7:00 eating carrots by the handful and celery, because I'm like, oh, well, clearly this isn't going to mess anything up. It's just a filler, you know. It just wasn't making any sense. And now when we started and we got our plan of what we're supposed to intake, I'm looking, I'm like, you're out of your mind.
It's too much.
Yeah. Like how am I going to eat this much protein? So I'm doing the math quick on my phone. Like, well, it's like a lot of chicken breast. I'm not going to eat that, you know? So I really had no clue how to do it.
Yeah.
So I got online and honestly, the way I did it is I typed in my calories, carbs. I typed that in a Google search and hit go, and it pulled up 100 different things. A lot
you
of it
could
was,
even take that one step further, and we haven't really talked about this on the show, but I've wanted to, talking about that is the perfect time to use Chat GPT.
Okay.
Try Chat GPT and just put like, give me a meal plan. You can put anything in that. So Jeff is super duper picky. You could put in, give me a 5-day meal plan. These are my macros, and then say exclude, and he could put everything that he doesn't like to eat, and it'll spit back to you what to eat. So that might be something to look at. Not now, in 3 weeks when you're like, oh, this is kind of getting old.
Sure.
Try that. But Google's a good option too. But Google, you also get like a bunch of ads. And
that's what I got.
Right.
So, but it's helped. A lot of the stuff that came back was hard because quinoa and diced avocado and stuff. I'm like, what is all, you know, I mean, I know what those items are, but I'm not just going to go buy those.
Right.
You
shouldn't have to. And the problem is a lot of people do. And that's how they get burned out of, like, it just seems overwhelming.
Trying to make it so complicated. Like have to have all this stuff and like like your emerald.
And like you said, you already ate healthy. So it's not like, it's really just making sure you're just changing the portion sizes probably on a lot of the stuff you already
A lot of it. Absolutely. But it's a lot more. I mean,
I wonder
the first day, that was the most I've eaten in a day since like Thanksgiving.
So, and, and were you like, so we talked about like the first 3 days, you're going to be really full. And then by about day 4 or 5, you're going to start to be like,
it's time to
eat. Is it time to eat?
Oh,
because I am starving right now.
Honestly, day 1, day 2, I could not put enough food in myself. But every time I pick something up, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not going to eat a Snickers bar. What else is there?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I had a piece of toast and peanut butter. Okay. Still filling. It was still good. It wasn't that Snickers bar, but it was good. So that was kind of rethinking that. I'm on the road all day working. So I'm in every single gas station in Southeast Nebraska.
Gas stations can be a blessing and a curse.
Like Casey's, like, ooh, that
Casey's,
pizza.
if I could just eat whatever I wanted, I would just eat at Casey's like all day long. They have everything that you could ever want.
They do. Yeah.
At Casey's. That's unhealthy. They have good healthy options too. They have a really good selection of protein bars at Casey's now, like the newer ones.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised. Like I'm very impressed with how many protein bars they have at Casey's.
I've gotten a couple in there and they're good. Yeah. I've never read labels.
that's
now I'm reading
huge.
labels.
Yeah.
I was out there reading the Heavenly Waffles.
Yeah.
Like, hey, wait a minute.
They have good
Hey,
macros.
those aren't that. Those are
Yeah.
actually not too bad.
Yeah, those are really good for you.
They have good
you,
macros.
You just can't throw on 2 cups of syrup
like
Correct.
you like
Yes.
with the waffles.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
waffles themselves are actually pretty good for macros. And
Yeah.
stuff,
Was
so.
it dried yogurt? I think is
Yep.
what's in there.
That's the
Like,
protein source.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it helps you. So you're not so full either. Pancakes, waffles make you almost feel sick in the morning if you eat a bunch of them.
Yeah, they
They'll
do have
sit a
good
lot
macros.
lighter.
So what I think would be interesting is if you go back and like think back when you were doing the fasting or kind of one big meal a day and log what a typical day would be and just see where those calories are too, just
Yeah.
to see. It might be interesting to see.
Oh, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I know.
Because it hardly was anything.
Right. Yeah. Or maybe it was more than you thought. Like we've talked about it on the show, and we talked about it at orientation, how you're like 20 or you're like 2,300 calories. What's your calorie? 22. Yeah. I was gonna say, for men, typically it's anywhere from 2 to 2,500, depending on your body composition. But you could eat that in one meal at a fast food restaurant.
Oh, absolutely.
Easily.
Totally.
And so I had just seen the other day, it wasn't the mill, I'm not gonna say who it was, but a coffee place, and all the coffee places are coming out with their fall
pumpkin stuff,
fall drinks.
Yeah.
And I saw TikTok that someone was trying it. And first of all, they didn't know if they were going to like it. And then they ordered a large right off the bat, which I'm like, that seems like a waste. What if you didn't like it? I'm too cheap.
Well, then you just dump it out.
I know.
If you like it, then you're like, oh, I'm glad I got a large.
Yeah, but if it's a large, that's expensive. It was probably like a $10 drink. I'm really cheap when it comes to stuff like that. But I looked it up and there was literally 800 calories, 96 grams of carbs in that drink.
And probably almost all sugar.
We talked, yes, it was 100% all sugar. I just don't think that we as humans should have that available as an option. Because obviously we're going to drink it and you don't know that when you're ordering it. I was shocked and she liked it. And I bet she finished the whole thing. It was like I said, it was a TikTok. It wasn't even anything really necessarily like local, but when you're not logging your food, those Snickers bars, those things, they definitely add up. But the problem is they're ultra processed. So you eat it, and we've talked about this on the show too. You eat a Snickers bar, and you could easily eat a second Snickers bar, like easily.
Oh, I'm getting the king size.
Yeah,
for sure.
That already comes in two.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
But if you ate an apple and someone gave you another apple, you'd be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to eat another
Yeah, I got
apple. This was a good apple. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. But like, you wouldn't just eat another apple. And that's the difference between ultra processed food. It's so processed. It's basically already digested when you eat it. So you kind of eat it and you forget that you even had it. I do that sometimes with food. So I'm like, man, I should be more hungry. I haven't eaten today. And then I think back, I'm like, oh yeah, I did eat. I was just not really like, it was a little more processed meal, even if it fit in my carbs, or my calories. But so it is kind of interesting where if you don't log what you're eating before you start, then you really don't know. It just feels like more food because the quality is better. So it's more volume eating than processed food. It's really hard to eat high volume processed food and stay kind of in those
like
calories.
if you have a bowl of spaghetti, you can eat the bowl of spaghetti in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then want more. Or if you have a bowl of
salad,
chicken, rice, and veggies.
Yep.
I mean, it
It
takes a
takes you-
half hour.
Takes you,
'Cause
that's
you're just
you.
more chewing.
Takes you that long.
And you're just like, gosh, I just can't eat all this. It's the same quantity.
Yeah.
That's just how it
It is
works.
crazy.
How it
So
works.
we looked at your food log yesterday, and your food log looked really good. And this was something that was really common where you're doing a great job hitting your protein, which is what we want. That's our number one goal, is to make sure you're getting enough protein. You were definitely eating more fat than that 30% that we're doing.
Yep.
But even though you were going over on your fat, you were staying under in your carbs. So you were able to stay in that calorie goal. And that's totally fine. Like the carbs and the fat are pretty interchangeable in the sense that like, however you fill up the rest of that, as long as you're getting enough protein, then the other two can kind of fit however works for you. And so you are still getting a good amount of carbs. You're eating healthy carbs, but you're probably your protein choices were a little higher in fat. So you're getting over on your fat, and that's okay. Don't get like hung up on the minutia. Sometimes people get real hung up on that and they're like, oh, I can't eat this now because I'm going to go over on fat. I'm like, well, yeah, but you still had like 75 grams of carbs that you could have just taken those calories from. And that's where food logging is important too, because you wouldn't have known that unless you were logging your food.
No, it's fun logging it. I mean, I have fun watching it.
Yeah. And you can see what you can get away with. You can get away with some more stuff that you thought maybe I wouldn't have thought I could eat this, but you're making it fit. Like you said, you had a pound of salmon last night for dinner.
I did.
Which is that just
looking
means
at the plate, like,
that just means you kind of had some poor planning earlier on in the day. I know.
I was focused on football yesterday. I was focused on the fact that I wasn't going to be getting out of bed at 4 a.m. Like, okay, let's do this. Yeah.
And that's totally fine. But then you had that, and you enjoy salmon, so it's not like it's not like it was this big giant sacrifice. Like, oh darn, I have to eat all of this salmon.
Yeah,
you
like,
probably
wow,
enjoyed
I
it.
get to eat this whole
I get
thing.
to eat it, and I don't have to feel like I shouldn't be doing this. You know that you can. Now, if you had a full day of eating and then sat down to eat a pound of salmon, probably not the best choice. But and I wouldn't recommend that. Don't do that every day. But
no. No.
But that's what the weekend that throws people off so much.
It does
too.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing where a lot of times when people look at their macros and they're like, wow, I can't. Women especially, just because like even with my Fitness Pal, when you first download it, I am always shocked about how my Fitness Pal talks to women versus how it talks to men. Like what it gives their goals, their calorie goals. So if you say you're a man in my Fitness Pal, it's automatically going to give you more calories. If you say you're a woman, it's almost always going to spit out 12 to 1500 calories for your goal. Does not matter anything about what you tell it. That's just the default for women. And so I think sometimes when you don't have a plan and you're thinking, I'm just going to log my food, but you sign up for my Fitness Pal, it asks you all these questions and then it gives you these arbitrary goals without actually knowing.
It took me a while to figure out where I could actually customize it.
Yeah. Well, if you would have watched the videos, I explained that. So that's something that we provide. It's just not always it's not always
This is what I live with. Like if I can't even remember what I just said, and so we had a member that came back that we had a couple kids. So JJ and Zach. So we had a conversation about JJ came back, and then
you hadn't been to the gym yet, so you couldn't remember which one. You couldn't remember if it was JJ or Zach that was back.
She told me. So then Thursday, JJ came in. And so I told Nicole, I was like, did you tell me if it was JJ or Zach? And then she's like, I told you it was JJ. And then you even asked if his mom came and worked out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we had this whole conversation. I don't even remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess that's more welcome to her life.
Yeah. Anyway, but no, you figured it out. But the point is, when you're looking at those numbers, like you do kind of have to customize it a little bit. But the thing with the weekend is like probably most people, they think they want to be super restrictive. Yeah, you can eat 1200 calories for 5 days, but then the weekend comes and if you're eating 2500 calories on Saturdays and Sundays and you average that out for 7 days, you're probably eating an average of 1800 calories. That's what we're asking you to do every day. Like, why wouldn't you want to eat more to get better results than starve yourself for 5 days and then overdo it, and then starve yourself for 5 days and then overdo it, and just run that constant like cycle, and you just don't feel as good. You'll see that on Mondays if you have, go a little bit, have some stuff on Sundays that you're not used to during the week. Like you'll feel it Monday morning for sure, you know? And so that's something that's important to learn. It's a good learning process. I can't put everything in videos, but
I wouldn't watch them anyway.
I know.
Clearly, so
it's okay. That does not make you special.
No.
That's actually why I made it a video, so I don't have to physically say it 75 times. I can put it out there, and if 30 people watch it, and then I have to tell the rest of the 40, however many people, well, did you watch the video? I very much said, did you watch the video more in this past week than I did say, like, not? So, but that's okay. You figured it out. It's not like you're just like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like to figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
I do too. I probably wouldn't have watched a video either.
All right. Well, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Husker sports with the Ticket Fanatic, Adam. So we'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket. Fitness Fanatics.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hey farmers, wouldn't it be nice if you could cut your herbicide cost by up to 85%? Now you can with Green Eye technology for your sprayer. Green Eye's system integrates seamlessly with your current sprayer and works by identifying and spraying only the weeds. Reduce the threat of herbicide resistance, be environmentally friendly, and save a ton of money. Oh, and there's no acres fee. This is the precision spraying solution you've been waiting for. Contact Boyk Farmers Outfitters to get set up with Green Eye or check them out at BOECK.FarmOutfitters.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through September 22nd, there's a special for ticket listeners only. Enjoy USDA Choice Porterhouse steaks for just $9.99 per pound, and all-natural, extra meaty loin back pork ribs for $2.99 per pound. Tell the meat market you heard these prices on 93.7 The Ticket to get the deals. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
The internet headache always starts in the contract. Buffering, hidden fees, connectivity problems, regular outages. What a pain in the asterisk. But there's a cure and a way to stay connected, headache-free with Allo Fiber. No contracts, no secret fees, no robots repeating the same thing over and over. Just fast-acting, painless internet, doctor's orders. Break free from fine print misery. Switch to Allo Fiber now to get real speed and support simplified. Visit allofiber.com/breakfree to switch today.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Final segment here on this week's episode. Now, next week, we're going to be in Baltimore. So we're going to be live from Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll probably just do the whole show.
I knew you were going to do that. We were going to do the whole show. And then just yesterday, he was like, I don't know if we want to do the whole show. Maybe we'll just do a replay. And I just said, mm-hmm. And in my head, I said, he'll definitely change his mind.
So Harrison,
So I'm not going to argue with him.
We're going to be zooming in
I
from
knew you were gonna do
Baltimore, Maryland.
From the hotel room, or what are you guys going to do?
We're in
Airbnb.
Airbnb. So maybe, well, I don't know, maybe we'll go outside. You can see the bank
Behind
behind
us.
us.
'Cause
I
you
don't know what we'll
Just
do.
get a table, get a cloth, and go park right in front of the stadium.
Just right out there.
You can see the stadium from our Airbnb.
Get from the from the
use that as the backdrop.
from outside. You can see the Raven Stadium.
You guys do your own.
Now, we
pregame
don't
show.
know 100% sure about the crime statistics in that
So we're-
area.
yeah.
So we'll see.
Our daughter's like, she's making this fake wallet. She's like, she's been getting like these credit card offers now. She's 21, so you get the fake credit card.
She's
So
a little
like,
worried about being mugged.
She's keeping a fake wallet stash. So she's gonna grab the fake wallet, has all these cards in there.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
I know.
Just throw them that wallet.
It's
They'll
really
figure it
funny.
out later. You're
If it
free
gives
to
her
go.
peace of mind, I think we'll be okay.
We're not gonna be going. We're not gonna like go run through town. We're like,
That
you know,
might be more effective than like the taser or pepper spray. or any
Because
of
that's
that.
all they
Just
want.
boom, here's my wallet.
Yep. See
Like,
ya.
oh, that was easy.
like 5 credit cards in there. They're all the fake ones.
She is doing that.
She's really funny.
Anyway, let's talk about high school
All right.
football.
Anyway, so
We'll
all
talk
right,
about
Adam,
all that next week.
let's do a little your thoughts on the game Friday night and then the season moving forward. Now you only have about 180 seconds, so
Nope, that's fine. So I only watched the first half. I went to bed early, so
Lucky.
what I saw in the first half I did like. So I didn't see the second half. I can't be too critical. I think the program's moving in the right direction. I think they're just the mentality I just think isn't there. I think there's a lot of youth still on the team. I was kind of 8-4 at the beginning of the
it
season.
was right on schedule.
I'm still 8-4. I'm at 6-6.
Conservative.
At 6-6, I'm not sad at all. But I think
Right.
8-4. I think this was a slap in the mouth, and it's going to wake these guys up, and they're going to go, okay, we need to play harder.
That's what
And
I
who
said.
knows?
Next week is when I'm going to really make my decision.
And
on
who
how
knows?
I feel.
Illinois could be, if Illinois goes out and punches Penn State in the mouth,
Yeah, that's who they
then
play
you
this
go,
weekend.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe Nebraska they just played a tough game and lost.
Mhm.
Well, and it was
You know?
one of those things where it was kind of even, like stats were even.
Yep.
Sometimes we've lost games where we've like gained 200 more yards than the opponent. We just turned it over 5 times and lost.
Yeah, that wasn't
Whereas
the
Friday
case.
was just like kind of even, neck and neck, same yards, first downs, time of possession, all that was kind of similar. You know, sometimes you just get beat by the better team.
Yeah.
You know, and the better coach team. And
More experience.
Well, they made some big plays. I mean, that touchdown turned into an interception.
Yep, that was
that's
a
the
great.
game
That was a
right
great
there.
play.
That was.
Mhm.
That was a fantastic play from Illinois.
Sometimes
Yeah.
guys just make plays and
And we
some
don't.
You know, that's just how it goes. Quick Crowbait, want to give a quick shout out. Volleyball team today.
Oh gosh, I know. I'm
Starts
stressed
in
out.
30 minutes.
Stressed out.
And-
Louisville.
Yeah, no, we were all kind of like worried after the loss to
SMU.
SMU, like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh. But they played fantastic. They just blew out
We got to
Stanford.
remember that our
Handled Stanford.
volleyball team is
And then
not
here
our
we go.
football team.
And SMU is actually fantastic too, as we
Here
came
we
to
go.
find out, because they
And it's
also
a good-
swept
Yeah,
the
they
next
are,
ranked
yes.
opponent.
Yeah, it's a good season because there's been a lot of upsets early on. So it's actually kind of, we're just in there still. We're
So
still
yes,
in it.
shout out to Crowbait
Yeah.
reminding us
We have some
11:30.
positivity
So Harrison, when the Bears game goes sideways, you could just be a split screen, Huskers on one, Bears on the other.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I want to be able to watch these games and smile and not just panic throughout it.
Maybe someday. We'll see.
I don't know when we can watch and not panic.
Yeah, it's
You're not a fan if you don't panic.
All right. Well, thank you, Adam, for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be
Thank you,
back
Travis.
next Sunday live from Baltimore, Maryland on a Fitness Fanatics Road Show.
Yep.
So have a great week. We'll see you guys next Sunday.